This is not a pond. This is not a still lake. What I'm in, it used to be a road.
Another letter was sent out, but when it arrived at the new address, Erdman wasn't living there. That's a violation of his parole. The business was broken into by a bolt cutter. The lock clipped right off. Breaking news tonight, we're told a Milwaukee police squad car has been involved in an accident. They're not familiar with the man at the center of this standoff and tell us he has no criminal record. I've referred to this in the past as the Jeremy Ross wind measurer thingamajiggy 6000. Certainly not high tech, but it demonstrates the kind of wind we're seeing out here. All the parties are pretty much on the same page. I'm apparently making lots of friends out here. Thanks, man. We're live at Summerfest. Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News.
And I heard 5 different gunshots, heavier than fireworks. Bang, bang, and then bang, bang, bang.
The sounds of gunfire were eventually drowned out by the call, officers down.
And they're both in pretty bad condition. You know, a lot of blood, a lot of kicking and screaming from them.
2 police officers assigned to the 2nd District stopped a suspicious individual for questioning.
The officers stopped a man on a bicycle?
Yes, sir.
Without provocation, he drew a weapon and shot both officers before they had an opportunity to draw their weapons.
Sounded like almost like Vietnam years ago.
The suspect fled the scene.
But before the massive police response, the K-9 units, dozens of officers on foot, some with assault rifles, some on horseback, some needed to tend to the wounded police officers.
Peek my head out and I see all these cops converging on the scene.
They were working on the one officer desperately.
As soon as I got to the scene, I told them, hey, I'm an EMT, let me help out.
Tom Aldana went from his job on 2nd Street to the job of life-saving.
I got gloves from one of the officers, and right away I started applying pressure to the gunshot wounds.
He stood by until emergency workers got to the crime scene.
As soon as the fire department got there, we were able to get a hold of some occlusive dressings and seal those wounds more adequately.
Police say within an hour of the gunfire, officers with guns drawn located the man responsible for the shooting near 3rd and Walker.
A coordinated area search has produced a suspect and has produced a weapon. We're treating this as an attempt homicide investigation. We believe we have the right man.
Police Chief Ed Flynn tells us the man in custody does have a criminal record with the Milwaukee Police Department. Tonight, he is under special guard at the city jail. In between the stretch of road connecting Rome and Sullivan, Wisconsin, thousands assemble.
Look at the big fish.
We got some nice looking floats today. You're going to enjoy it.
They watch and witness something in between madness and genius.
What is that?
Lunacy and laughter.
Somebody got run over or something. Who cares?
Anarchy and artistry.
It's not a normal parade.
If you consider Dan Boss an artist,
It's showtime.
then his paintbrush is his bobcat.
Faster, slower. Now you might have to just lower it a hair once it gets up 4 or 5 feet. Back her up.
If you'd call Boss a sculptor,
Looks nice.
then he's welding or melding machinery
Killer.
into a not-so-perfect piece, ready to roll out on display.
PVC pipe that's all haggard. A Batmobile car.
Double-decker school bus, huh?
Oh yeah, I forgot there's a pontoon boat on top too.
Welcome aboard the maiden voyage of the Big Johnson. Welcome to the 2011 Junk Parade.
It's amazing how much junk people have.
Something you don't see very often.
There are dozens of floats, each with a theme.
This is Junk Vegas.
Welcome to Junk Vegas.
Formed from a calamity of clutter, cocktail of adrenaline, engineering, and alcohol.
There's a little bit of beer involved always.
A mix of machismo, mechanized machinery, and did we mention alcohol?
A lot of alcohol, mostly alcohol.
We'd like to tell you this display is dedicated to the responsibility of recycling, but
It's about being irresponsible.
It's just about having fun.
It's the most fun we have all year. That's how boring life is around here.
but the community gets a return on their refuse.
It's a good way to raise some money.
Funds collected here go to the Sullivan Area Chamber of Commerce and local first responders.
Oh, look at this.
And firefighters are about to earn that cash as a Ford F-150 disguised as a big mouth bass catches fire.
A fatality?
Bass is gutted,
Casualty.
but this fish gets hooked on a line and towed away fine. Success is sometimes measured in merely getting to the end of the parade.
I'm a betting man and I have confidence in my junk.
To make it to the finish line. If we cross there safely, we'll be fine.
But it's a junk parade. You never know what they'll do.
Redefining the phrase art is what you make of it. proving one man's trash is another man's pleasure.
Looks almost beautiful.
Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News. They are the games. The sounds and sights surrounding the holiday suds.
It's the green beer that did me in.
Thousands hit the Water Street bars.
A lot of people drinking a lot of alcohol with fine Irish music in the background.
Everyone is so nice on St. Patty's Day.
If only that were true.
People have too much to drink and become argumentative, and we have assaults.
Really, come on, dude. Why don't you keep walking there, boss? Why don't you keep walking? Let's go. You take care of him tonight, all right?
People have too much to drink and drive, and they're dangerous.
Milwaukee police count their numbers in a roll call as some try to count their alcohol intake.
It keeps going.
If they had a little bit too much to drink, we're going to make sure they get into a cab.
Taxi cabs. I promise you, I would never drive.
Appreciate it.
Policing the pavement, you'll find Officer David Gransart as he finds one violation.
Can't be walking around with a beer in your hand, though.
After another.
You know you can't walk around with that, right? Why don't you do me a favor? Go ahead and pour that out right there.
You're not allowed to drink alcohol on Milwaukee sidewalks.
So hopefully it's a deterrent effect that people look left and look right and see some blue and decide to moderate the green.
If you're not doing anything wrong, you should have nothing against the police.
On bikes and on the lookout. Law enforcement hoping this holiday is marked by festivities rather than felonies.
Happy St. Patty's Day!
All we're trying to do is just keep people safe.
The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says for the average weekend, they make 11 drunk driving arrests. They say last year during St. Patrick's Day, that number was 77. The car they were riding in crashed into a parked semi-truck. Fox 6's Brett Bagansky tells you the woman driving that car is now in police custody. State Representative Tamara Grigsby regained consciousness in the hospital today. She was listed in critical condition last week. While there's no word on why Grigsby was hospitalized, it is known that she has quietly been waging a battle against cancer. As Fox 6's Laura Langamo tells us, she is not waging that fight alone. A 10-year-old girl is killed in a horrific accident the day after Christmas. The medical examiner's office says her mother was behind the wheel. The excitement and anticipation of opening up those holiday gifts gave way to the realization it's not what you wanted. Christmas Day horror in Texas. 6 members of a family are shot and killed shortly after they opened their presents. Grapevine police say a relative dressed as Santa Claus showed up, opened fire, and killed them before killing himself. A motive for the shooting remains unclear. A Christmas morning fire kills 3 children and 2 grandparents. Now the mansion where it all happened has been torn down. Officials say the $1.7 million house was unsafe. Neighbors said they awoke to the sounds of screaming shortly before 5 a.m. Sunday and rushed outside to help. But the fire was so intense, there was nothing they could do. An argument over religion turns into an assault in Kenosha. Police say a 19-year-old man became so enraged while arguing with his mother, he assaulted her with a 28-inch steel rod. Investigators say the teen told his mother he believes in science and her belief in God was, quote, stupid. She says he poked him in the chest and demanded he be more respectful, and that's when he attacked her. The teen says he grabbed the rod in self-defense because his mom grabbed a knife. The teen is facing 2 charges, including battery.
If you're a snow lover, this is a very frustrating 6-day forecast.
Wow, shocking.
That's crazy. Very nice. You keep reminding us about 2008 when we were buried, of course.
Oh, yes, we were. Yes, we were.
The snow's coming. It's just a matter of time, folks.
It's a matter of when.